Would you say that vision, because that's still synonymous with I Love Ugly
Yep.
today, would you say it's like always been part of the brand's journey?
Yeah, I think that vision, the old saying, without the vision, people perish. And I think vision allows you to think big and make the bold moves with absolute faith, knowing that it's going to kind of work out, because you kind of know, you know what's above that mountain, because you got the vision, you can already see it, and it forces you to keep going when it's hurting, when you're fatigued, when you're burnt out. And I think everybody got on board in that vision, and when everybody got on board with it, they just had that same burning desire as what I did, and and just built this culture, and then our customers started getting on it, and we started to share our story and our journey, and and I think people loved that whole transparency as well.
Yeah. So then I Love Ugly just starts to really take off internationally.
Yep.
So then you've got stores that are opening up other parts of the world. You went to, where did you go, to Australia first?
Yeah, no, we did LA first.
LA
we were like,
first.
we're just gonna jump on the plane and go to LA and open up a store. And people probably ask why, but from our point of view, it's like LA was a cultural hub of the world. You had the celebrities, you had the right people, the contacts, and if we're there within the thick of it, it will put us on the map and make us look like an established name. And it did, but we kind of did it foolishly. We didn't have that financial governance and that real backbone of that person with the wisdom and experience saying, hey boys, why don't you just rein it in, build that balance sheet, this is going to cost you. We ended up, so we made, and I don't say this to brag, I just tell you, so you can kind of understand the context, but we made $1 million profit that year, of the year before, and then we blew it all the next year, like actually blew it every single cent. We were doing LA and traveling and this and that and parties and Melbourne store and Sydney store, but what I realized is we were focusing on everything that looked impressive but actually wasn't important. And it's not until I did the impressive stuff till I realized how unimportant it actually was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So then you've made $1 million, then spent $1 million
Yeah.
on all the startups,
lost it, yeah.
increasing it.
Yeah.
And so what happens then?
And then basically the bank we broke all our covenants, and the bank sent a letter saying, hey guys, we're calling it in, we've got 7 days, you have to pay back just under $600,000 in 7 days. And at that point, I'd been and it's not to blame or anything, but I was leaving a lot of those conversations with other people. I don't want to name names. And at that point, I was like, I'm going to take ownership of this. I'm just going to fully take control of these relationships with the bank. So I called the bank. I actually went and saw him. I was like, hey, look, I'm going to pay back every cent, but you got to give me more than 7 days. Give me 30 days, and I'm going to report to you twice a day. And the next day, I remember getting out of the Uber or taxi, and I was walking up a ramp, and I was just going to tell a lie to my staff, just lie to them, because I felt so paralyzed with fear, with I just disappointed them and just felt like a really fake. And I was walking up and I was like, no, I'm going to tell them the truth. Told them the truth, and to my surprise, everybody got on board. We did a sample sale the next day, and we just liquidated all our stock at cost just so we could get the cash to pay back the bank. Otherwise, they would have forced us into bankruptcy. And because I had to do whatever. And then I was like, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take over this thing. I'm going to simplify it. I'm going to scrap all the distribution, all the silly shops, all the glamorous stuff, all the nice cars, all the ridiculous salaries, and just go back to basics, which is just, amazing quality clothes, amazing marketing, and, regular drops. So did that, took over the company, paid back the $575,000 in 30 days, refinanced with another bank, brought out my business partner, sold my house, moved into a granny flat, 2-bedroom granny flat with my 3 kids and my wife for about 18 months to recuperate financially. My daughter had to stay with my parents just so we could, because it was too tight, too small a room, and just clawed back day by day. And it was a tough year, but I grew a lot as a man. That's when I found Christianity. So when I brought the business in April 2017, once I signed the paper, I got out of the car and I thought I was dying from a heart attack, but it was actually a panic attack just because everything had finally compounded, and I actually realized what had happened, where I'd gone wrong, dragged everyone through the mud, just how foolish I was. And then it was at that point where I was like, okay, I'm doing the right things, exercise and the mindset stuff, and I've got the right business coaches and this and that, but I felt something was missing, and that's when I felt God, because I felt it was actually bigger than me. And that was a real pivotal point in my journey. And from there, just clawed back. And now I was telling John earlier today, we're on trajectory to have the strongest year ever in the history of the company from profitability. But I feel relaxed. Like, I'm not always relaxed. I actually had a pretty stressful year, as we all have. But we feel strong, in control. It's simple. We've done small steps. We've been patient, and it's just good times.
It's honestly an absolutely amazing journey. Seriously,
Yeah. No,
it really is.
Yeah.